This one's for you, LordSkunk, aka the commish. We build empires, not just teams. No guts, no glory, let's get it. Yeah. Yeah. Get it. Let's get it. No guts, no glory, dynasty territory. Rookie draft, watch me craft my legend story. Trades on the block, watch me level up my roster. Season to season, we the ultimate monster. No guts, no glory, rise up, feed me Maury. Commissioner's crown in this fantasy allegory. Stacking picks, dynasty flicks, never ordinary. League of Champions, welcome to no guts, no glory territory. Draft night live, I'm rocking that snake format. Rookies on the rise like my bars, no slack. Flexing QBs on deck, 3 wideouts getting checks. Bench studs waiting, depths a lethal threat. Trade blocks lit, flip a pick, build a throne. Every move's calculated, chess over checkers tone. Wave awards wins, they grab the sleeper unknown. Hold the line, watch the pipeline fully grown. Dynasty dreams got that blueprint on lock. Season after season, I'm the talk of the block. No kickers, no DST, pure offense non-stop. And no guts, no glory, we rise to the top. No guts, no glory, dynasty territory. Rookie draft, watch me craft my legend story. Trades on the block, watch me level up my roster. Season to season, we the ultimate monster. No guts, no glory, rise up, feed me Maury. Commissioner's crown in this fantasy allegory. Stacking picks, dynasty flicks, never ordinary. League of Champions, welcome to no guts, no glory territory. Keep us locked in place, build a dynasty case. Future Hall of Famers locked in, first round grace. PPR, flex finesse, yardage milestones bless. TD dance party when my studs break the press. League safe, lock dollars drop like trophy checks. Weekly high score coins, respect the architect. Discord lit with the chat, strategy connect. No guts, no glory, this is the ultimate sect. Saw the doubters talking, they don't know the grind. We invest in young studs, stacking ballers defined. From the rook to the vet, synergy on my mind. Legacy in the making, watch me redefine. No guts, no glory, dynasty territory. Rookie draft, watch me craft my legend story. Trades on the block, watch me level up my roster. Season to season, we the ultimate monster. No guts, no glory, rise up, feed me Maury. Commissioner's crown in this fantasy allegory. Stacking picks, dynasty flicks, never ordinary. League of Champions, welcome to no guts, no glory territory. Yo, LordSkunk, thanks for the league. Signing off for now. Let's build that legacy. Yay!
I'm Jack for draft day, yeah, can't wait to slay. Clock's ticking down, time to make my way. Stacking up my squad, gonna win my way. No guts, no glory, we don't do no delay. Line up, locked eyes wide, ready to explode. Scouting all the sleepers, chasing that gold. Trade block lit, waiver wire on fire. Draft boards popping, rising higher and higher. Bus field the rush, it's a dynasty dance. Picking champs, making moves, never leave it to chance. From QB to RB, wideouts on the chase. Every pick's a power play, it's a high-stakes race. I'm Jack for draft day, yeah, can't wait to slay. Clock's ticking down, time to make my way. Stacking up my squad, gonna win my way. No guts, no glory, we don't do no delay. And premium flex, gotta get it right. Superflex dreams under the spotlight. Taxi squad ready, rookies in the zone, building legacies. This league my throne, no time for slacking, gotta draft like a king. Every pick counts, hear that victory ring. Rivalries growing, banter's on the rise. Jack for draft day, see the fire in my eyes. I'm Jack for draft day, yeah, can't wait to slay. Clock's ticking down, time to make my way. Stacking up my squad, gonna win my way. No guts, no glory, we don't do no delay. We don't do no delay. No guts, no glory, we don't do no delay. Time
never slack and gotta draft like a king. Every pick counts, hear that victory ring. Rivalries growing, banter's on the rise. Jack for draft day, see the fire in my eyes.
I'm jacked for draft day, yeah, can't wait to slay. Clock's ticking down, time to make my way. Stacking up my squad, gonna win my way.
What's up? What's up? LordSkunk here. Thank you so much for your patience and patiently waiting. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it tonight, but you know what? I had to. I got to rep that Burrow jersey. Even though he's not on my team in this Dynasty League, we still got to love Joe Burrow. He won me a championship last year, and guess what? He was the #1 fantasy player in the no guts, no glory scoring settings that we have going on. So that's great. I wish I would have got him, but hey, you know what? I can't be mad. I got Josh Allen, Mr. Allen. We got you, bud. I got a question here in the chat. The question comes from Dynasty is My Life. Gotta love that name. Let's pull over to the chat here so we can pull that up. The question is 12-team Superflex Start 9 contender. So he's contending this year. Would you send Puka for JSN, CMC, and Godwin? Puka Nacua. Let's look at our draft board real quick. You want to pull that up? If we look at our draft board, it disappeared on me. Hang on, let me pull it up. If you pull up our draft board, let's see. This is a startup draft. Let's kind of see what the value is of this question, right? So he said he would be sending Puka for JSN, CMC, and Godwin. So keep in mind, though, whenever you do that, whenever you give up, like he's giving up Puka, he's gonna get JSN, CMC, and Godwin, but he has to let 2 people go, right? Unless he has 2 open spots on his bench, which I don't know that. If you can answer that in the chat, that would be great. Dynasty is My Life. If you have 2 extra bench spots, that would hold some weight here too as well. Or let us know who you would think you would drop, because that's important. A lot of times we get these questions, or I see these in Facebook groups or on social media. People ask these questions, and these are great questions, but you have to give all of the details to it, right? You can't just say, oh, hey, this one player for these 3. It doesn't work like that typically on the roster, right? Because those 2 other spots are filled by somebody there on your squad. So you're going to have to let them go. Even though you're not trading them, you still have to drop them to the waiver wire or whatever. Now, if you happen to have 2 open spots because maybe you did a trade prior, recently, I need to know that. So let me know that first. And then we can go from there. But let's just start with what we know. So Puka, where did Puka go in our draft? So Puka, let's see if we can blow this up a little bit. Make sure I can move this around. I don't like necessarily this on Sleeper, how it kind of locks us in. Let me see, what does this do? Share draft board, draft set, no. It doesn't really work that way. So let's go back. We'll go a little bit. Get it. Okay. So let's take a look here. I'm going to refresh because there we go. Okay, now we're back to standard. And let's take a look here. Puka Nacua went. So he was the first one to go in the second round. So he went 2-1. So a 2-1 in a startup draft. Now this might be a little bit different depending on their scoring levels and what they have. But if we just have to go on that, we got Puka Nacua, who right now would be weighted as a 2-1. He's going to be getting JSN. So JSN probably would be the highest rated player there. JSN went. Okay, so JSN and Christian McCaffrey went 2 third rounders. And then he also said Godwin. So Godwin, I don't even know if we drafted Godwin or Godwin just recently got drafted. So Godwin is somewhere down here in these later rounds. So I would say in that regard, you're giving up Puka, you're giving away Puka, and you're getting McCaffrey and JSN. If McCaffrey is healthy and he's got all the right pieces around him, Debo's gone now, even Jordan Mason's gone now, right? So like they're kind of hanging their hat on McCaffrey. So I'm feeling pretty confident that he's going to be pretty healthy. Everything coming out has been that he's pretty healthy, but that was kind of how it was last year as well, right? They kind of tricked us, they kind of strung us along, and then all of a sudden we find out, oh my goodness, like he's got these major issues with tendonitis or whatever it was, some type of itis. But if he's healthy, he's a no-brainer. I mean, he's potentially a league winner. Nacua, obviously, we know is great. No doubt about that. And then Cooper Kupp left. He's got Devontae coming in. Because he has Devontae coming in, you got to look at it this way. Is Devontae going to eat in to his production, or is he actually going to open it up? Because I think Devontae is better than Cooper. So if Cooper, at least at this stage, where they're at right now, if Cooper, with him on there, allowed Nakua to do what he did last year, I think potentially it could be a pretty good deal for Nakua. But on the flip side, Devontae could eat some of that up. Devontae he is a pretty commanding presence, I think, on the field and in the locker room. So that could hold some sway, could hold some influence. He does have a Taco Bell in his house, which is pretty cool. So I think in this scenario, depending on who you'd be giving up, I think that you should do that deal. But it depends on who you're dropping. If you got two candidates that are kind of like borderline, or that maybe are second year, third year guys that haven't quite panned out yet, yeah, that could be really good. I would say yes, with the caveat of just not knowing who you would be dropping or how you'd be filling that. If you just have two open spots because maybe you did a trade recently and you have two open spots, yes, absolutely do the deal. If you didn't, and you have to drop two people, I would kind of need to know who they are. He said, would you prefer Burden over Godwin? He's trying to send me Burden, but Godwin and CMC coming back from injury makes me weary. Don't have to drop anyone. Okay, so he doesn't have to drop anyone. Okay, so if he doesn't have to drop anybody, that could be pretty good. Let's look up Burden. I know he was drafted fairly recently in here. Let's see if we can find him. Let's see. Where was Burden at? I heard somebody made a joke about him in the chat, so I know it was fairly good. But we made a bunch of rapid fire. Here he is, right here. So wide receiver coming from Chicago. Let's take a look. I need to see a little bit more about this guy. Okay, rookie wide receiver, the Bears. It's going to be 87. Expected to be ready for training camp. So here's what I would say. Okay, we know that Godwin got hurt last year. We know that. He was doing well up until he got hurt. So let's make sure we preface that. But he did get hurt last year. Now, also, the coach is gone, so we still need to see. He is the quarterback whisperer, Cohen. So let's see how that's going to pan out. I think they'll be all right. I think Baker's great. But we do have Igbuka coming in there, and we do have Mike Evans, which obviously is great. He's older but great. And then also we still have McMillan. So could Godwin kind of be the odd man out? He could be. He could maybe even be traded. I think they did a deal with him last year. I think he got they did something with his contract last year. I can't remember correctly. But I do know that he was doing great up until he got hurt. He was on a couple of my leagues. So in this scenario, though, because this is Dynasty, and you are getting CMC, who is older. You're also getting JSN, who's, I would say, yeah, I maybe pair Burden. I think in the long term it'll be a better deal. In the short term, if you say, hey, you said you're a contender. If you say, hey, I want to lock in a championship now, I think possibly, probably higher likelihood that Godwin would get you there. But if you're looking to say, hey, you know what, I got pretty good wide receiver firepower, I would take Burden then. But let's see, what did he say here? He also said, let's flip back over to the chat. It's easier to read it for me here. Would you prefer Burden over Godwin? He's not trying to send me Burden, but Godwin and CMC coming back from injury makes me wary. Yeah, again, that's why, I think so too. And then he said, which is not showing up on the chat here. Oh, here he is. Jettas, Puka, DJ Moore, Judy, Diggs, Trey, Harris, Marcy Room, over bedroom is Connor, Kamara, Aaron Jones. Pretty good. Pretty stacked. So you got to think about this. So he's got his running back room is Connor, Kamara, Tracy, Scott, Aaron Jones, Mason. I mean, I could see wanting to get CMC there. I mean, there is some question marks about Kamara. Obviously, Tyrone Tracy, Scatterbo, we just don't know because we don't know how that's going to play out. Scatterbo, probably a lot of people think he's going to be kind of leading there. I think Godwin. Yeah, if you're contending and you think you're going to get the championship, Godwin definitely is the stronger suit. Leo's right. Yeah, I think go Godwin. But if you can, because you do have a really good, you got DJ Moore, you got Judy, you got Diggs. So that's a tough one. I think to go with Godwin, if you really want to lock in that chip, if you feel like, hey, you pretty much got it on lock, and you just still want to have a chance to continue to build for next year and the years beyond, go Burden. But I think Godwin would be good, if you want to just lock it in now. I don't know enough about Burden, to be honest with you. I really didn't research him. I don't know. I didn't watch him in college. He wasn't one of the players that I really watched, or have a lot of information on. And I know Godwin was great, man. He was really tough in my leagues when he went down last year. So, go with Godwin. Go with Godwin. Give it a roll. I mean, this is fantasy football, right? I mean, I think you got to go with the highest ceiling and the lowest floor. I think the lowest floor and the highest ceiling would be Godwin in that scenario. So that's where I would go. But thank you for the question. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Leo, for jumping in. And then Johnny Bennett says, I've been offered Tua for Shador. Smash or pass. That's the thing, man. That's the thing about Shador Sanders. We just nobody can get a straight answer. And if you look at one, it's all drama, right? So here's the problem. Here's the problem with Shador. Is it's going to be drama, man. So you're going to have people writing headlines about him, whether they're good or whether they're bad. They're going to be stuff you're never going to really know who to believe. So I think we just got to wait and see kind of how things play out on the field. I think we'll know a little bit closer, maybe in preseason. Maybe we can see him, actually in some level in NFL game. I just can't answer that. I mean, but actually, you know what? I will answer that, because Tua is one hit away from, probably retirement. So I would probably heavily lean toward Shador just because I think it would make your team more exciting. You definitely have more stuff to research. Your guy would be in the news. If you like that, if you like the drama, I kind of like that sometimes. It's good. He's coming from Prime, man. I mean, listen, as much as you want to love or hate Prime or whatever you want to call the hype, I mean, Prime is legit, man. Prime is a legit. I mean, other than not Barry Sanders, sorry, other than Bo Jackson, like a two-way player like that. I mean, dude. Prime's a real deal, right? He's a real deal. So he comes from Prime, man. So go with Shador. I think you'll have more fun if you go with Shador. Tua, it's just too many question marks there, man. Too many question marks. I love the Miami. I think they're kind of a trip too, right? Tua's a character. He's super humble, nice guy. You got Tyreek, who is Tyreek. You got their coach, who I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the guy is a major weed smoker or something like that, but he seems super chill or high or whatever all the time. So I think it's a fun one to watch, but I just think Tua is too much of a question. I picked Tyreek up in a lot. Tyreek was a major target of mine last year, and I was really upset when Tua went down. When Tua went down, it was the whole thing ended. The whole offense went down. It's too Tua dependent there. So I would say, yeah, take the flyer on Shador. I mean, he's good stock. He did great. I know that it was questionable. He only won X number amount of games. Dude, they won one game or something like that before Prime and them got there. It's crazy. Dude, that was amazing what they did. The improvement percentage wise was huge. So yeah, take a shot. Give Shador a chance, man. Give Shador a chance. The Browns finally did. So there we go. But let's take a look. Let's see where we're at. Any other questions real quick? Let me just take a peek. I have Dak and Caleb, so don't mind sitting on Shador. Yeah, I think so too. I think Dak's going to be great this year. I picked Dak up, right? I got Dak. Caleb, I would have targeted Caleb. I wouldn't have targeted Caleb. I would have considered Caleb, but I really wanted Lawrence. So I'm glad that happened too. So we'll jump into those. We'll do a quick rundown. A lot has happened since we last talked. I couldn't believe it. I went and watched the last live stream. I went and watched the last live stream to see where we ended, and then now looked at where we are. It was rapid fire today. I mean, the managers in this league were absolutely on it. They were on fire. I don't know about them. I was off. It's Juneteenth, so I was off work today. Today was a holiday for me, and I'm off tomorrow. So it freed up for them. Maybe some of them were off too. I don't know why, but it was rapid fire, man. It was boom, boom, boom. So we'll jump into that draft board. But thank you so much, Johnny Bennett. Thank you so much, Dynasty is my life. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate you guys coming on. Leo, thank you. Leo's in the league. So please, guys, do me a huge favor, though. Please like, share, subscribe, do all the things that you know you need to do on a YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. We just started this channel. I mean, what, like 5 days, 6 days ago, 7 days ago, we rebranded it as a fantasy football. I haven't used this channel in many years. So I really appreciate everybody. Hey, Eddie, how you doing? I really appreciate everybody that, one, is being active in the league. They're great group of people. I appreciate all the people that are watching the content. Just please like us on the socials, like us, hit likes on those. Just help us get jump started. I really appreciate that. Again, I'm not trying to be some big, crazy, major, YouTuber or something like that. I just want to bring you real, uncut, unedited content. I do everything live. I don't sit around and do these cornball, heavily edited, videos, all these different angles and all these different screens. All that. I don't. I give you the real, a guy that loves fantasy football, that loves hanging out with people in the community, love to talk about it. I love my wife very much. I said this before, but she's not going to talk fantasy football with me. She's just not going to do it. So here I am. Here we are. We get this opportunity to kind of build something. We do have a Discord. We do have socials. So feel free to jump into those. We actually have 2 Discords. I would say probably right now, the No Guts, No Glory Discord is probably a little bit more active. I'm thinking about how we're going to kind of connect those or maybe merge those or something. But please, I really appreciate it. But let's jump in. We're going to rapid fire through some of these. We'll run through and go through them. So when we left off, I had selected Dak Prescott. So we were way up here. This is a Dynasty Draft. This is day 4 of our Dynasty Startup Draft. We got 24 rounds we're going to go through. So we're a little over halfway, 4 days already. Wow. It's unbelievable. I have never done a slow draft like this, except for one that I just did recently on DraftKings I told you about, just because I wanted to kind of get a feel for it. But that was nothing compared to this. You're not interacting with the other people. You're not talking to the other people. We're here in Discord. We're here in the sleeper chat. It's like everybody's like chomping the bit. We're saying who's up, who's on deck. I mean, it's pretty cool, man. We're having a really fun time doing it. If you were considering Dynasty or you're considering to do it, maybe you've been redraft like me for many years. I highly recommend that you do it. Make sure you do it with a great group of people, though. Make sure it's a really solid group that's going to be long term. You can watch some of my previous videos of how I set this up and how this all worked out, or you can check it out on our TikTok or our other socials. I got a lot of little videos up that talk about that, or maybe we can go over that in another video soon. But I highly recommend that you really take the time to join a solid dynasty with solid people. So here we are. So we left off with Dak. So then here we go with Cruz. So Cruz. Just so everybody knows, his team name is South Beach Explorers. He lives in South Beach, lives in the Miami area. But right now, his family, he already planned this like a year ago, his family is in Europe when we started the draft. So it's been very interesting. He's about 6 hours difference from us on Eastern time zone from where he's at. So it's 6 hours later there. So he was drafting. Like it's crazy when he's trying to get his picks in, but it's been really good. It's been really fun. He's been able to do it. Been able to keep a good flow, so everything's going good there. But he picked next. So I can't remember if he picked this morning or maybe late in the night. He picked. I can't remember when he did. So he ended up picking Matthew Golden from Packers. I'm just going to give quick takes on these players. I'm not going to get too deep because we got a lot to get through. My quick take on the Packers is they have too many wide receiver 2s, 3s, and 4s. I said that the other day. Jordan Love, I think, is a great quarterback. I think can be really good. He just needs to get a nice. If you could get like a CeeDee Lamb or Justin Jefferson or somebody like that, that would be phenomenal. I don't think this guy's it. Maybe he is. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think this guy's it, and I don't think that they have anybody in there that's really super strong. So that's kind of my take on the Green Bay wide receiver room right now. Then he went and picked up, let's see, who he picked up? He picked up Jaden Higgins. Okay, a lot of talk about this guy, rookie guy. He's going to go to the Texans. For me, I know I'm going to have to start picking up some rookies as we get deeper into this, but, there were some good players on there that are known commodities. I think I'd rather stick with them. I think we have a pretty active trading group. I think we have people here that really like to trade. So I'm not worried about that. I can pick up some of these people and kind of finesse my roster, but I really want a little bit more of a known commodity. But that could be a really good pick for South Beach Explorers. So I went ahead and picked up DJ Moore. I thought at the time DJ Moore was the best player that gave me the best upside on the board. I probably, I don't have a tight end. I only have one running back at this point. But why I went with DJ Moore, I just think he had the best bang for buck. So if I don't use him, even if I don't use him, I know there's other people there that will have a need for a wide receiver. So either I can make him my wide receiver 3, or I can make him my flex, or I can maybe use him as trade bait. We'll see what happens here. But I thought bang for buck, he was the best one on there. We know that he's had consistently some good years. So let's go down and take a look. So here we go. He had 238 points last year. Previously with Justin Fields, he had 287. I think with the coach that they got, Ben Johnson from the Lions, coming into the Bears, with Caleb, with Rome, with DJ, with some of the pieces they have, yeah, I think there could definitely be more of this than this. So that's the goal there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with DJ Moore. Hawk was another one. I probably would have went Hawk. I probably maybe should have went Hawk. At this point, that's probably what I was thinking. But we'll kind of see how that changes here in just a minute. Sutton, good. Was a pretty good last year. He's a pickup. I picked him up in a couple leagues off waiver. He did decently. So we'll see if they can do something over there. Bo Nix looks like he did pretty well. Going into a second year, I think he'll do good. So let's see what happens with Cortland Sutton. They say he's the number 10 wide receiver, number 65 overall. To get him there is great. I mean, if he really pans out to be that, then yeah, that's a great place to pick up Sutton. Dalton Kincaid, I wanted to get Dalton Kincaid. I didn't think it was going to work out for me. I didn't think it was going to fall that way. And to be honest with you, Dalton Kincaid here, based on what the ADP is and what's been going on as rankings, this was kind of a reach. But I think it's a good reach. I don't think it's a bad reach. I just wasn't probably going to reach, even though I have Josh Allen. I would have liked to have Kincaid, but I'm happy with who I ended up with here. Joe Mixon, another player I was considered targeting. It was Joe Mixon, James Conner, and Isaac Pacheco. So that was kind of my mix there that I was looking at. You can see Mixon went, then Conner. So it was like those three. So I knew I had those three that I wanted to get, Pacheco, Mixon, or Conner. Any of the three are good if they're healthy. But that was kind of my target. Swift and Montgomery would have been probably my 4 and 5. So here we go. Mixon, Conner, Addison, great. On the other side of Justin Jefferson. Let's see what happens with J.J. McCarthy. I think he's going to do good. I think that coach is really good. I call him the quarterback whisperer. You guys know that. Olavi, good. Could be good. Olavi's great. I mean, Olavi, for me, I would try to target him in every best ball I'm in. He's kind of a boom or bust weekly. I just don't know what's going on with their quarterback situation there. I don't know if they're going to try to run with this Tyler Shuck guy, or I think his name's Tyler Shuck. Tyler. I know his last name's Shuck, but I don't know if it's Tyler or not. But I think they're going to maybe try that guy. I don't think they can get Kirk Cousins because they're in the same, division. I don't think that would happen. So I don't know what they're really going to do. To be honest with you, we'll have to wait and see. But Olavi's a good player, no doubt about it. He's a good player if he can stay healthy. He's good. DeAndre Swift, I think he has a chance now. We'll see with Ben Johnson there. We'll see what can happen with him. But I think there could definitely be a chance for him to maybe, I don't know if he would be like Jahmyr Gibbs level or David Montgomery level, but I think there's some hope. And to get him in 8-10, not a bad place. Tucker Kraft, again, is kind of going back to that whole thing with Jordan Love. He's just got so many of these kind of like B and C player targets around him. Tucker Kraft had a couple breakout games last year, so, he could be good. Right now, that's his only tight end. I wouldn't have went with Kraft there. You'll kind of see where my thought was here in a minute. Montgomery went, right? Montgomery was kind of a target, but not ahead of Pacheco. So Waddle, a good wide receiver there. I'm kind of good on wide receivers. Not really upset that he got him. Jackson Dart, I heard a lot of good things about him. Seems like he's really vibing well over there with the Giants. So, hey, he starts, he gets going. Wish him the best. Harris, somebody just talked about Harris in the chat. So Trey Harris, another young guy, rookie. We'll have to wait and see. Chargers, that Harbaugh is going to have a high-flying offense, but it's going to be run first. Travis Etienne, ETN. Okay. I mean, I think if he's healthy, he's great. I think that's a home run hit right there if he's healthy. If he's not, well, you got what you got, right? He's got Achan and Robinson. So, I think that's a good safe pick for that. I think it's a good safe pick. Even we'll jump ahead even to Brian Robinson. I mean, these aren't going to, if these guys are healthy and these guys can actually get going, great. They can be great. If not, okay, hey, you still got Achan and Robinson. So I ain't mad at it. Judy, okay, Cleveland, good. We just don't know. We talked a little bit about Shador. We talked a little bit about Flacco. Obviously Flacco brings the experience. He is older, though. If he can maybe start us off and then work his way into Shador and give Shador a chance, like they kind of did with Jameis Winston, maybe. Godwin, we talked about Godwin already. He could be, if he's healthy, he could be good. I think he might be potentially maybe the odd man out. Maybe. We'll see. Keon Coleman, obviously I have Allen. Wouldn't mind picking up Coleman, but I'm not going to reach. That would have been a reach for me. Kyle Pitts, again, kind of some stuff going on with him with the contract. They're going to trade him. They're going to move off him. Are they not? So a little risky there for me. Ayuk, he burned me last year. Probably wouldn't give him a chance. I know he was hurt, but I don't know. I think I'm just out on him. Darnold, we just don't know, right? We don't know. He did well at Minnesota. Was that the coach? Or did they unlock the player? We'll see. And here we go. We're back to your boy, Lord Skunk here. We ended up getting the guy that one of our top three, right? One of our top three we were looking at. We ended up getting Pacheco. If Pacheco's healthy, there's nobody there. They got nobody. They got Kareem Hunt, who was like super inefficient. They got, let's pull it up because they got, where's the team? Here we go. All right, they got Elijah Mitchell, who really didn't do much last year. Carson Steele, right, the fullback kind of guy. And it's these other guys. I mean, they really don't have a lot going on here. So I think because of this, they're showing me that they believe that Pacheco's healthy and he's going to be able to do it. And again, I said they're going to have to move. They're going to have to be more efficient. They're going to have to be more of a high-flying offense this year. They cannot just rely on that defense. It didn't work out for them. It got them to the Super Bowl, but they didn't win it. They need to get back doing what they do best, and that's scoring points, utilizing all their players. If Rashee Rice is back, Xavier Worthy's second year, Travis Kelce can do a little bit, Noah Fant. So, I mean, they got some real opportunities here to move the ball, score some points. If Pacheco can get in there and help out, that would be really great. So, I mean, Kareem Hunt did okay last year, but he wasn't efficient. If you really look at the numbers, it wasn't that great, right? Pacheco healthy will blow that out of the water. We know what what a healthy running back can do when they got the right pieces around him. And I think potentially he could have that. So we'll see. And then it would have flipped back to South Beach Explorers. He ended up choosing Burden, who we talked about. He ended up picking up Burden, the wide receiver from Chicago. And then he picked up Pollard. Pollard also would have been a nice one for me to pick up. Pollard, if it would have came back on the turn and he'd have been available, I might have pulled the trigger on him. I don't know, though. I really need a tight end. So it kind of worked out, probably for South Beach Explorers and probably for me. I ended up going with Mark Andrews. He was one of the ones that I was targeting, in the draft. I knew that I could wait a little bit on tight end. I didn't have to overpay. Mark Andrews, last year he didn't do great. But guess what, guys? Nobody in the tight end space other than Brock Bowers, right, and a couple of these guys really did that well. I don't know what was going on with Andrews. I don't know if he got hurt. I can't really remember what specifically the deal was with him last year. But if he can come back healthy, we know that Lamar Jackson's a great quarterback, no doubt about it. You got Zay Flowers, who is coming into his second year. You also have Rashad Bateman, who they just gave, I think they just redid his contract. Derrick Henry's there, of course. So there's a real chance to move this ball down the field. Mark Andrews, if he's healthy or whatever the issue is, he should be able to produce if all things go well. Then let's jump over to Mick. Mick had Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith is another great one. His projection is higher than a lot of these other tight ends that went before him. He did really well last year. Even though he didn't have Tua the whole season, he had some of those other quarterbacks. Obviously, not that great of quarterbacks or inexperienced quarterbacks, they like the tight end. They like to check down to him. So, but Jonnu Smith, he was a player last year for sure. I picked him up in a few of my leagues because tight end was so crazy, and he paid off in quite a few of them. So Jonnu Smith was a great pick here. I would have tried to wait a little bit longer to get him. I could have maybe picked him up as a second tight end, or definitely if Andrews would have got picked, I would have considered him probably my next one. So it's a good thing that Mick did that. I think Mick saw me take Andrews. He knew he had to get in the game and secure a second tight end. And then we move on to Kramer, Matthew Stafford, great guy. I mean, Matthew Stafford, I remember watching, him when I was in elementary school. It seems like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm being facetious, but he is definitely an aged quarterback. But he's still good, man. He's always been good. I followed him when he was in Detroit. I'm glad he had the opportunity to go to the Rams. I'm glad he won that Super Bowl. Good for him. He seems like a really good guy. So, hey, good pick there. Let's get another year or two, out of him and see what happens. Zach Charbonnet, great pick. Picked him up off the waivers in a couple of my leagues last year. He hits when Kenneth Walker was out. He was definitely a hitter, no doubt about it. If Kenneth Walker is healthy, he's nothing. But if Kenneth Walker isn't, which we know he has had some injuries last year, Charbonnet's a great plug in there. So yeah, getting him this low, you already got Scatterboo, Kyron Williams. Yeah, sure, why not? Charbonnet's a good one. Dr. Swink picked up Tua. We kind of talked about him a little bit. Hey, I think Tua as your second quarterback is risky, but your first quarterback is Lamar Jackson. That obviously equals it out a little bit. So, hey, I think that could potentially work out really well for Dr. Swink there. Then we go over to Geno Smith. Geno Smith was unbelievable. He was a top 5 fantasy quarterback last year in points, and nobody respected him. Like, nobody respected Geno. I would pick him up and just drop him randomly in leagues when I was streaming quarterbacks. If I had a buy or whatever, somebody got hurt, like I could just pick him up. He would get me some great points. I could just drop him. A couple leagues I hung on to him. A couple leagues I hung on to Baker. They were both kind of like that. So, hey, we'll see what happens over in with the Raiders. He's kind of reuniting with his former coach, Pete Carroll, right? So that could be really good. You got Jacoby Myers, you got Brock Bowers, you got Jack Betch, you got Gianti, right? So that could turn into something really cool over there. Pete Carroll can do it. It doesn't matter. He's older, probably one of the oldest coaches in the league. But it doesn't matter. He's really good. He'll figure that part out, and he'll get that going. I don't know how soon, if it's going to be like right into season starts. That might be, a little much, but I think as they get going, maybe, a quarter or a third of the way through, they should be having things clicking. So if all things are what we think they are, that's a pretty good pickup. He needed it. He got Hurts. He comes all the way down to Geno. If Geno can be just a shadow, just a sliver of what he did in some of those games last year, that's a great second QB in Superflex. So yeah, I think he did good there. Eddie Ha picked up Jaden Reed. Again, we talked about Green Bay. Nothing really talk about there. Who is this? This is the Kyle Williams from the Patriots. Don't know enough about him. Where's he at in the depth chart? He's wide receiver 2. We'll see. Demario Douglas, we didn't do much last year. So, yeah, this could be good. That could be a good one. Khalil Shakir. I wouldn't mind having him. Obviously, I have Josh Allen. So, Shakir, there's Wan'Dale Robinson. There was Kincaid. Who was the other one? I can't remember the other one. Keon Coleman. So there's some good guys. None of those guys like really jump out as like, oh man, these guys are like Malik Neighbors level, or these guys are Lab McConkey level. But they got Josh Allen. So if you got Josh Allen in there, there's going to be touchdowns coming. He spreads it out pretty good. Again, I would have liked him to have him, but I'm not going to reach. Then we look over. Now, here's a good one. This is a good one right here. Calvin Ridley, that's a really good pickup, especially at 10-11. I think that could be really good for Punny Pandas. I think Punny Pandas putting together a really good squad here. Quietly, he's doing this. He's not been super active in the chat, but he's been picking very well. There's a couple. There's 2-3 teams. Everybody's doing great, but there's 2 teams I feel are like doing sneaky exceptional. So I'm going to keep an eye on them. We can talk more about that as we kind of finalize the draft. Then we move on to Christopher Green. He ended up going with Josh Downs. Was great last year. Pierce is going to eat into that. Michael Pittman's back. I don't know now. The quarterback there is too scary for me. If I'm going to take him, I'm going to take Pittman. Just because I think that if he's healthy, he's great. We'll talk about that in a minute. Isaiah Likely, again, picked up there. Could he eat into some of Mark Andrews' stuff? Yeah, maybe. He can. But he had spike weeks. I think Mark Andrews will be the consistent one. Jordan Mason, I would have loved to have gotten Jordan Mason. I would have loved to have gotten him. I don't think I would have got him this early, and Chino was probably right. Pony Pandas was probably right. He had to grab him here at this point. But he's quietly building a pretty lethal squad here. He's somebody we definitely need to keep an eye on. Tootin, okay, running back, Jacksonville. Okay, again, rookie. We'll have to see what happens. Brian Robinson, I'm not super excited about him. I mean, I don't even know if I would have picked him. Benson, maybe kind of falls in that Robinson for me. Betch, interesting. A lot of talk about him. Just don't know. Rookie, he needed some rookies. Like look at Geno Smith is how old? Geno Smith is 34 years of age. I mean, his average player before Betch was probably like 32.5. Crazy in age. So, yeah, he went heavy rookie. That was smart. Evan Ingram, okay, if he's healthy, he's good. He went to Tennessee now, or he went to Denver now. Could be good. I think that might be a good pairing if he can stay healthy. If he can't stay healthy, then he'll do like he did last year. Tyrone Tracy, okay, taking a risk there. Good. Zach Charbonnet, Scadaboo, Williams. Yeah, good. I mean, one of these two is going to start, right? We'll just see which one gets it, and you can trade away or back keep on the bench the other one. Aaron Jones, okay. I mean, Aaron Jones, kind of a running back for me personally, but he's already sitting strong on running back, so it's a good fit for him. Mick picked up Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers is another sneaky one. He could do really well. I think he could be a big playmaker. We just need to see, how they do, like fitting in Jack Betch, how they do with Brock Bowers, how really Geno Smith does there. But that could be a really good play. That could be a sneaky move right there. I ended up going with Pittman. I thought Pittman was the best value on the board. I would have took Pittman over Jacoby Myers. I would have took Pittman over Jack Betch. Who else is on here? I would have took him over. Josh Downs just because I know that Downs and Pierce both did really well last year, but I think Pittman I think he struggled with some injuries and stuff. I think if he's healthy, again, like a lot of these guys on my team, I'm kind of gambling on their health right at this point. So it remains to be seen. But for me, I thought he was the best one on the board. That's why I selected him. Then you went with Kelsey. Okay, he needed a tight end. He had to get one at some point. Kelsey could be a big boom one. I don't know if he has a lot left. I don't know what his motivation is in the NFL right now. I mean, he's got the whole Taylor Swift thing going on. We got to do that again. Another season of that. I mean, I think they're going to have to pass the ball. I think they have to do this. I think they're going to be motivated to do it. I think they really thought they were going to get that. Break the record and have 3 Super Bowls in a row. So I think they're going to all be motivated to do it. So we'll see. If you're gonna wait to get a tight end and take a gamble, I think that's the one to do it on probably. Juwan Jennings, another good pickup there. I picked him up in several redraft leagues last year off the waiver wire just to fill in. Purcell got shot, unfortunately. Ayuk got hurt. Debo and Kittle and Jennings, were kind of like holding down the fort for a little while. Then I went over to Jalen Wright. This was definitely a reach. I reached for Jalen Wright, but I think it was somebody that I really wanted to get. I think there's going to be an opportunity there, even with Achane. If Achane gets hurt, or if Jalen Wright can kind of sneak in there and creep up and get some opportunities, maybe that becomes more like a Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery kind of deal where they can both feast. We'll see. I don't think they're going to want Tua to be that mobile, to be honest with you. I think they're going to kind of be a little bit more conservative with him, as they probably should, and as he should, really, honestly. I think it's him more than anybody. So maybe there's an opportunity for Jalen right there. I thought the ceiling and the floor were good. He was the best player on the board at that point. Raheem Shaheed, great pick. Again, another best ball guy, kind of like an Olave right there. If they're great, if they do well, they go crazy. If they don't, then they do nothing. So we just got to see with their quarterback, see what happens. Then they went with Milroe, rookie quarterback. Okay. Javonte Williams over in Dallas. Now, could that be an opportunity for him? That very well could. I think he's going to start. Maybe Jadon Blue takes it over if Blue can be what people say he's going to be. So right now, at least you'll get some early work out of him. Then we move over to Deebo Samuel. We know who he is. I mean, he's pretty elusive. Still, he did some good plays for the 49ers last year. He's going to be now working with Jaden Daniels, so it could be good. Noel, heard some good things about him. Be honest with you, I haven't followed up a bunch on him. I've heard some stuff about this Tesla guy or Tesla. I'm not sure I say it. This guy as well. But until they're within range of me, some of these guys I'm not really paying attention to because I didn't think I was going to get them anyways. Okay, we got Warren. Okay, there you go, running back. Probably that rookie guy is going to take most of the work. Njoku, he was one I was targeting as well. I was targeting Njoku. I probably right here. Probably it leaned just a little bit based on my board. It probably leaned a little bit more upside on Njoku. Over Andrews, but I just like the quarterback consistency right now that we get from Lamar Jackson. There's just too many question marks in Cleveland, and even if Shador gets it, even if he becomes the starter, I think there's always going to be this drama. There's always going to be these people that hype him, and there's going to be these people that hate him. That's just the way that it is. It was the same way at Jackson State. It was the same way at Buffalo. It's the same way when Prime was there. So I don't know. I just think it's too much. Njoku is good. He's had flashes. He's done well before. He's done well even with bad quarterbacks. So I just felt more comfortable with Mark Andrews personally. Marvin Mims, I would have targeted him later in the draft. I wouldn't have took him here. Jadon Blue, good pick up there because I would have strongly considered him at this pick if he was available. Same thing for Tajay Spears. Shador Sanders, we just talked about him. We'll just have to wait and see. He's got Nix. He's got McCarthy. Sanders fits his bill. Maybe if he picks up later on, if there's like a Kirk Cousins or something available, maybe he picks him up. But I think with these three, he could just roll and be all right. Anthony Richardson, again, if this guy's healthy, this guy can be really good. But I don't understand his mental capacity or his work ethic or his drive or whatever. I don't quite get that. And he's been banged up. So, buy at your own risk. Najee Harris, okay, good. Darnell Mooney, picked him up and had him a couple leagues last year. Obviously, everybody was targeting Drake London. Mooney was kind of like a sleeper hit. I think he's actually older of the two, though. He kind of broke out with Kirk Cousins. I think probably Drake was pulling a lot of the extra coverage. So yeah, I think that's a good one. Samson, don't know a ton about him. Wish you the best. He's going to be in Cleveland. This guy is going to Detroit. Could be if he can make it, if he can actually make the starting lineup and actually make it into play. We know that Jared Goff and them are gonna throw the ball. Garendo, would love to have Garendo. I took Jordan Mason as the last pick in all of my redrafts last year, and that paid off really well for me. Garendo, I would have followed suit if I could get Garendo, but obviously they picked him up. Wasn't going to go out of my way to get him. If he fell to me, I would get him, but I would rather have Jordan Mason, honestly. I'd rather have Jordan Mason, but they're both gone at this point. Stephon Diggs, I'm not really interested. Cooper Kupp, not interested there. And then Jalen McMillan did good last year. Once Godwin went out, he stepped up. He did what he needed to do as a rookie. Him and Baker, I think, established a little bit of chemistry. But I think Ibuka is going to be there. So either it's going to be McMillan or Godwin as the odd man out. So we'll just have to wait and see. And then that brings us all the way to me. It brings us all the way back to Lord Skunk. So let's go over to the chat here. And just see if anybody has any guesses on who I might pick. There are some options here. Let's take a look and see who's available. There are some options. What do I really need? What do you guys think that I need? What direction do you think I should go? Currently, we're sitting at Josh Allen as our mainstay, Mr. Allen, our mainstay quarterback. Nico Collins, A.J. Brown, Jonathan Taylor, Trevor Lawrence, Xavier Worthy, Dak Prescott, DJ Moore, Pacheco, Mark Andrews, Michael Pittman, Jalen Wright. So what do we got here? We got three running back. Well, here we go. We got three running backs. Okay, we start two. We got flex. Don't forget. We got three running backs. We got two quarterbacks. We're going to start Superflex, and we got a backup in Mr. Dak Prescott. And we got our tight end. So really, what do you guys think we should do here? What do you think that I should do? I want to get your opinion. If you are watching on the chat, go ahead and hit it up. I'm going to go ahead and play you a quick little video before we make the pick. So let's see who you think I should go with. I would love to see your guys' feedback, and then maybe you can help me, make this tough decision.
Yo, it's your boy Draft Monster on the mic, repping my home dog LordSkunk. We taking over fantasy football, $5 at a time. I'm the $5 baller, stacking rosters like a scholar. Yahoo the sleeper, every pick makes you holler. Superflex, no kicker or DST, deep bench like Dynasty. $5 to ride, NFL glory, this is LordSkunk's Odyssey. Step in my draft room, snake style, drop that beat. 12 teams, one mission, built that elite fleet. I lock QBs, RB cows, breaking every chain. 3 wideouts, tight end locked in, flex game insane. Deep bench, plug and play, waiver wars every Wednesday. Big play bonuses, lighten up your Sunday. Half point PPR, 6-point TD buffet. I craft champions while y'all just play. My back, $5 in the pot. Champions, cash floods, runner up, take your shot. Points, champ, pockets, weekly high score on lock. Yahoo Tuesday, stream, sleeper Thursday, non-stop. I'm the $5 baller, stacking rosters like a scholar. Yahoo the sleeper, every pick makes you holler. Superflex, no kicker or DST, deep bench like Dynasty. $5 to ride, NFL glory, this is LordSkunk's Odyssey. When I hit the stream, my pick calls like the screen. Running fantasy plays like you never seen. Discord chat buzzing, trade block popping loud. My community's tight, this league's proud and loud. Cash raining fast, payout slick and clean. 30 for the champion, 10 for the dream team, 6 for points boss. Weekly high score green, every matchup's fire. Live that fantasy dream. From to the modem, we connect worldwide. NFL passion, fantasy action, ride or die. Red draft, rookie or dynasty vet, come on inside. LordSkunk.com, where legends thrive. I'm the $5 baller, stacking rosters like a scholar. Yahoo the sleeper, every pick makes you holler. Superflex, no kicker or DST, deep bench like Dynasty. $5 to ride, NFL glory, this is LordSkunk's Odyssey. That's the anthem, now it's your move. Join the $5 leagues at LordSkunk.com and build your dynasty.
And we're back. We're back. You know what? We need to get Leo. We need to get Eddie Hahn. If they haven't done so, they need to jump into one of those $5 redraft leagues for LordSkunk. I had somebody ask me the other day on social media. They said, "Why $5? Like, why is that even worth it?" You know what I mean? $5 is fun, man. We're a high flying offense. There's no kicker. There's no defense. It's if $5 gets you in, there's a $60 pot. We're going to have a pretty fun payout system. I think it's something that you can do. You have like, the goal is to have do 2 or 3 leagues, do 4 leagues, get into some drafts, have some fun with it. Try to get some big plays, and hey, if you win 2, 3 of them, I mean, you make pretty decent amount of money back. So it's a low barrier of entry. It's just for fun, man. It's just for fun. It's just to have a good time. Jump in. If you've done Sleeper and you've never done the Yahoo, I recommend jumping on the Yahoo one. Try it out. It's pretty fun. I've been doing Yahoo for 20 years. I did Sleeper last year. It was my first time doing it. I like it. I like it as well. I'll probably always be at heart the Yahoo guy. But if you traditionally done Sleeper, jump in on a Yahoo one. Try it out. If you want to try Sleeper, or you think about maybe joining a Dynasty League, jump in one of these little $5 drafts, 2, 3 of those, get a feel for the app, and then next year, put yourself into the Dynasty. That's what I did. I want to check out the Sleeper app first, see if I liked it on redraft before making the long-term commitment, to do Dynasty. So it's something to check out. Definitely would appreciate it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. You get to do crazy stuff with us. We get into the chats. We get to connect. We get to hang out with other, really football fanatics, fantasy football fanatics, and have a good time. So let's see what the chat says. So Leo says Chubbs or Dobbin, book it. Okay. He said he thinks I'm going to secure another running back. Eddie Hott thinks it's time for my tight end too. I think you can go either way on those. Leo's already in. Good, Leo. Good. I can't wait. We got to fill those up. I'm going to be off tomorrow, so I'm going to go ahead and hit up some of the recruiting spots. If you got anybody, any of you guys that are already in, if you got anybody, let's get that League Safe League shared out. And then we'll go in. Yeah, so give me some hundreds. We'll do it. We'll do it. Don't worry. Don't worry. We will do some bigger money leagues. But right now we just wanted to get some quick hits. So if you think about it this way, Eddie, I know you're in a lot of leagues. You like to be in a lot of leagues. So if you take the $5 leagues, you can get 100 of those leagues. So just do the math real quick. If you jumped into for $100, you could jump into 20 leagues. 20 leagues, you can draft 20 times in high-flying offense redraft. You don't have to worry about kickers and defense and all that crap. You don't have to worry about any of that. So it's like Dynasty. You're going to have a deep bench of 8 people. So you can get into 20 for $100. You get into 20 leagues, and your chances of winning those leagues, I mean, let's just say you won half, you're going to 10x your money. I mean, you're at least 5x. If not 10x, you're going to 5x money. You can't do that. I mean, your chance of getting into a $100 league, if you got into one $100 league, you're going to go up against $100 players, and your chances of winning are going to be low. If you got into 20 LordSkunk.com $5 drafts, your chances of winning half of them are probably pretty high. You're a pretty experienced fantasy football player. Fantasy football fanatic. If you win half of them, you're at least 5xing your money, if not 10xing your money. So if you think about it that way, when you put the thought process in that way, then it's like, oh wow, okay, yeah, why not? So jump in. So jump in there, Eddie. I want to see at least in all 5, the ones that are listed right now, LordSkunk.com. Jump in. You're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and it gives you more chance to be involved in the content and be involved in the community. And let's just have a great time. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. And it's going to give us all a chance to get a chance to get that crown, man. Get that crown. But now we're going to come down to the pick. We are going to pick here a running back or tight end. What do you guys think? Running back or tight end? Let me see what I'm thinking here. If I was gonna go running back, we do keep in mind we got Jonathan Taylor, we got Pacheco, we got Wright. I think if our wide receivers can stay healthy, and keep in mind there's 0.5 PPR, right? It's 0.5 PPR. There's no bonus for running back. There's a 0.5 bonus for wide receiver and a 1 point bonus for tight end. So every reception a tight end gets, they're going to get, if there's 100 receptions to a running back or 100 receptions to a tight end, the tight end would have 100 points more than the running back. But they would only have 50 points more than a wide receiver. So I think the gold here, the gold leads and the Glenn Ross fans is going to be getting some really good wide receivers and getting some really good, getting some good performing tight ends. So that's what I'm looking at here. And if I'm going to get a really good tight end, if you notice anything about me talking about players, we talked about Shador, we talked about a few other players that they come from good stock. They come from an NFL fan. Arch Manning, right? Obviously, when he comes in, he's going to be one of the highest players in many years that people are going to try to get, right, in Dynasty. So I like people that come from a lineage of great football players. So if we're going to go that route, who do you think that I would pick here? Who do you think that's available on the board is going to come from a great lineage of Miami Dolphin football players? Who do you guys think it would be? You're absolutely right. Let's see if anybody has anything to say. Come on. You're absolutely right if you say Mason Taylor, tight end from the New York Jets. Because you know what? Even Justin Fields did well with the Bears when he had a tight end. Justin Fields did okay with Pittsburgh with the tight end. Justin Fields is going to need the safety net of a tight end. And what more could you ask for in a tight end like Mason Taylor, coming from one of the legendary tight ends, Jason Taylor, his father, NFL legend. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. A starting tight end with, we know, can be, if he can have finally the breakout that he needs, can be an elite level quarterback, or at least one that's going to need to check the ball down. We know that in Justin Fields, and pairing that with Mason Taylor. Are you kidding me? You guys allowed me to get one of the most absolute elite tight ends. Yeah, the guy from Indianapolis, great. The guy from I can't remember the other one. There's another one that went earlier too. I think it was the Bears or something. I can't remember. That guy, okay, nice potential there. This guy comes from a proven NFL Hall of Famer, elite level. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. How could you possibly have left Mason Taylor on the board for me? You guys are making this way, way too easy. Way too easy. Look at this. Mason Taylor, my very first rookie. My very first rookie that I selected. All of these lights out heavy hitters right here. I finally selected my first rookie in my Dynasty Draft. My first Dynasty Draft ever, and my first rookie in my first Dynasty Draft ever. Very cool. So I appreciate all of you watching. I appreciate the support. Please make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell, follow the socials, all the good stuff. I really appreciate it. And you absolutely have to head over to LordSkunk.com, click on the join button. It takes you right into League Safe. Get your $5 in there into 1, 2, 3, 4 leagues, 5 leagues, whatever. Make sure you lock that in. We have a great time. We're building a super cool community. We already had the blueprint right here with this Dynasty League, this Dynasty Draft. It's been phenomenal. The people that are in it are super cool. We're having a wonderful time. So we want you to be a part of the extended community. Jump into the LordSkunk redraft, $5 redraft leagues. It's going to be a lot of fun. Jump in. The goal is to jump in 2, 3, 4 of them, 5 of them. Let's draft. Let's have fun. And let's be a part of something really cool. But thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm going to leave you with this video.
Skunkadelic All-Stars, we're setting the stage. Dynasty Draft night, we're turning the page. First round pick 2 in the room went wild. QB1 on the clock, Buffalo's golden child. You've lit up Orchard Park, now you light our league. We're building an empire, no limits, no fatigue. Welcome to the team, Mr. Allen. Number 2 overall, first QB in our plan, yeah. In the no guts, no glory draft, you're our rising star. Skunkadelic All-Stars, gonna take you far. PPR power, big play king. You'll scramble, connect, watch the scoreboard ring. Milestone bonuses, every yard we cheer. With Josh under center, victory's near. Deep benches stocked, Dynasty on lock. With you at the helm, we're ready to rock. Welcome to the team, Mr. Allen. Number 2 overall, first QB in our plan, yeah. In the no guts, no glory draft, you're our rising star. Skunkadelic All-Stars, gonna take you far. From the first pick buzz to our league-wide dream, you're the heartbeat of our squad, let's reign supreme. Live streams, loud cheers, every play you own. Skunkadelic's Dynasty throne. Welcome to the team, Mr. Allen. Number 2